Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic.
And I am Most Evil Iform.
And we are once again, finally, reacting to RWBY Season 5. So today will be episode 10. And for those of you who were like, why the hell are you not reacting? When will be the next reaction? Please, we are waiting. No, we both had problems scheduling. The thing is, when you think you are in despair, please remember, I didn't watch episode 10 since it aired. So, I was in despair. It was me who was suffering. And maybe a little bit her, because I was complaining.
Yeah, the last 1.5 months were pretty busy. For me, at least. I'm not so sure for you, but mine were all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, so we threw out a little bit of music reactions we did.
Last year, yeah.
Last year? So long.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds as though it is like months ago. However,
years ago.
we really have to at least once check what happened last time. So, we just did a little test recording with the last episode, just ran through it, so to check if the sound is okay, and we really hope it is now. We may have found another little glitch.
Glitch?
Yeah,
interesting way to put it.
Yeah, well, someone screwed up again. However, it should be solved now.
Hopefully.
Last episode, we had Cinder and Watts and the little henchman of theirs.
Emerald and Mercury.
Oh.
I can't remember names as soon as they are in here. And it needs some time until they're saved, but as soon as they're saved, then it works.
Very good. So,
yeah,
they met up with
Raven.
And the possibly, very likely, a Spring Maiden.
Yeah,
I mean, we know she's a Spring Maiden.
Yeah, she demonstrated her powers already,
yeah.
So we can
so,
say she knows.
And I remember that I was kind of, let's say it mildly, surprised that Cinder accepted the idea of...
Well, she's not.
What?
Yeah, well, she already made clear in the end when the Spring Maiden was talking to her that she will... When she was being asked, or Raven was being asked, do you really have the intention...
I know, but I talk about Cinder. The fact that Raven was able to talk Cinder into not... just taking the Spring Maiden, which possibly she had the power to, but instead she talked Raven into some sort of an alliance plan, whatever.
Wait, did Cinder talk Raven into it?
Raven talked Cinder.
Raven talked Cinder into it.
And I was surprised about it. What's made it clear, in my opinion, he was right there, that it is stupid. But some of the commentators stated that Salem said in the past that she would like... if it is possible without... It's exactly the things about not overpowering the enemy, but taking their powers instead. So, possibly that is why. Might be. We don't know. However, we have seen afterwards Salem fly... Salem.
Salem can fly.
Sure she can. Why not? I mean, she can do like everything. Raven fly towards Crow.
What kind of bird would she be?
Salem?
Is there a flying spider?
Some kind of a sailing bird.
I just remember, like, we are lucky that spiders cannot fly. But
That's
I would imagine
true.
she would be a flying spider.
Well, there are some, you know. Some are able to jump really far by floating in the air a little bit. Whatever.
Yeah.
That was the one thing. The other thing is the fight in the Belladonna's house right now, where we ended off with Blake being in like the entrance room and seeing... I really forgot all the names. It's incredible. Her friend?
Ilia.
Thank you! It is so disastrous. 1.5 months and I'm completely out of the game. Sitting on top there.
And he is the fanboy, you know? That's something.
You know... When
it's all because of the all-new series. You have to remember the names. You know,
3 of them.
That's the reason.
And it's really... it's not only about remembering, it's about talking, you know. Japanese names and me. So there's Kyosuke.
Kyosuke.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It was an example. I'm overplaying a little bit. So, so she was sitting there, and we know that before that there was a fight in the room, the one where her dad is fighting together with Sun against those twins, the guys from the White Fang, and in the other room her mother was fighting against some of the White Fang members,
and we don't know how that went.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe we will be surprised, and her mother is like the OP fighter in all of Remnant.
I mean, I would expect that she is something, because, you know, to keep up with this husband and this kid, you should, and she keeps control of them. You know, she's not like, oh, I need to be rescued type of person.
It would be funny if it would be like that she completely wiped down these White Fang members. So that's the second one, and we had a third one, and I forgot it. There was another
third fight, or what do you mean?
Plot.
The third plot.
In the last episode.
Okay, we had the arrival of Vice and Yang in Mistral?
Yeah, but they just talked already. This was just very nice and relaxed.
No, but
episode.
I mean, but when Raven was showing up there, right? The Raven, the Raven was flowing over the area there.
Yeah, she was. That was after the discussion with Cinder and Watts. Yeah. That she teleported. She used the portal, as far as we know. There was a sound to go there, and then she turned into a raven to fly towards Crow.
Well,
I guess.
Regarding what the things going on, we had basically the stuff in
the academy.
The academy. The Belladonnas. We have still not seen more from Adam's side. There is something still. I mean, Ilia is, I think, counting as Adam's plot.
Yeah.
There.
Yes. Well, what we know is there is this time dilation. So there's a difference in time between those being in the academy and those being in Menagerie right now. And a lot of people pointed that out. So it is that this happened before. The whole story in Menagerie is multiple weeks before what is happening in Haven Academy.
For me, this is not clear in the story yet. You know, like
it was mentioned once or twice.
When was it mentioned in the show? I mean,
I think it
also
was
saw
Ilia,
it in the comments, but
Ilia or one of the White Fang members stated that the attack on Haven will be in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, something like that. And in
the academy, they said this is
in 2 days. The attack is in 2 days.
But the thing is, for me, it's also not clear. I mean, they can have wrong expectations or wrong information. So that was actually even my first intention, that they think, oh, we have 2 more weeks, and the others are like, shit, it's in 2 days, and they.
But why would they tell them anyway? You know, if you want to give them wrong information about when the attack is, you could instead not inform them at all about an attack. So it is more of a surprise.
I mean, to tell your plans in any sort of way is stupid. But
now that I have you here, I will tell you all of my wicked plans.
But this is that's why probably it was not clear for me, because it would be more logical to spread false information if you spread information than to actually make this like, okay, this is the truth conveniently, and to hint that those are 2 different time lines, if you want to.
The only thing which I thought that might be is if you are like sending in one troop, one part of your attack as like bait, as the first ones to take the blow, or you know, it's a typical one. Send in the troops first. We get the tanks later. Please, they are worth a lot of money. So that might be like
that's
we're sending
basically
in
season. What was it? Season 3.
Yeah.
What's happening there?
Yes, I mean, we have 2 sides. We have the Grimm and we have the White Fang, and the question is, does Salem valor one of them more than the other? Or is it even her that is making the attack plans, or does it someone else, like Walter's example, who says, I manage the attack?
Interestingly enough, I think Salem is very aware of her resources, and that she is not keen of wasting resources.
I think so too.
So I'm not sure, actually. I think that probably the White Fang is more valued than the Grimm, because from what I see, the Grimm are larger in numbers and are more likely to be replaceable in some way.
But on the other hand, I agree there. I guess she would value the White Fang more because it is easier to lose them, their loyalty especially. The White Fang, she needs to be loyal. The Grimm are hers. It's, as far as we know right now, she's in complete control of the Grimm, while the White Fang, she's only controlling partially, through Adam mainly. And there's still a chance that they're jumping off the boat, you know?
For me, but the thing is also, for me, it's more like, okay, she is currently, which she would prefer the White Fang, but only as long as they are useful for her.
Yes, sure.
Because from what I got from her goals, it is her goal to rule, more or less. And the thing is, yes, even if the humans are being, you know, the lowest, there would be still the White Fang, which are basically more human than they are Grimm, obviously. So currently, it feels more like, okay, this is an alliance because they have a common enemy.
Indeed, that's how they sold it.
More or less, because
they
were also forced into it. You should not forget that this was also a matter of power. It was like, you follow me or you be dead.
The interesting question is, was it Salem's plan to get the White Fang in, or was it Cinder? Because we have seen Cinder getting Adam. Later on, Salem said the boy Adam proves to be loyal, so she's aware they are there. Question is, did Cinder do it on her own idea, or did she do it because Salem told her go there and get Adam?
I think it was Salem's idea, and she was like, okay, try it. If they are on board, fine. If not, destroy them.
Possible. So, however, let's just jump in. You know how it is.
Let's end your suffering.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Pretty please. It is on my hard drive, so it will be stuck in the beginning as always. And I called it. Well, at least once I'm right again. That's why I do it. Just for it,
okay,
you know.
I see. Excitement. Put his picture in the dictionary beside excitement.
Hang in there.
I like that, Nora, it's in this picture when she's basically hanging from the ceiling, you know.
Like a sloth?
No, more spider pig, because she's also pink.
Yeah, but she... fitting. But the sloth we had in the past, the sloth sound.
That's not the sound of sloth.
I'm still waiting
for Hazel.
Yeah, if he will make any move, because it was pretty clear that he was not happy with what Adam did. And I ask myself if Winter is in Haven or not.
Yeah.
Because
in general, the whole topic of Atlas was not touched anymore after Vice left.
Things aren't looking good, Oz.
Ever the optimist. While I would not say our current predicament is ideal, I think we can both agree that the situation could be much worse. Humanity is a resilient force.
Oz.
Yeah, that's definitely all.
Pro huntsmen like that don't just bite it all at once. Salem's powerful, and it seems like her reach is growing by the day. What does that say about humanity?
That there are indeed a misguided few who have filled their hearts with malice. It doesn't take a great number of people to cause harm, but I still believe there are far more people in this world willing to prevent it.
Excuse me?
Ah, Miss Rose. Join us. We were just about to gather everyone to discuss our next steps.
Oh, great.
Something on your mind, kiddo?
If it's okay to ask.
Of course.
Well, we've been talking about the relic at Haven. And the Spring Maiden, but what about the Fall Maiden?
Cinder.
Does that mean Salem has the beacon relic?
Ooh.
Very
Nice
astute, Miss Rose. I was wondering who would be the first to ask. No, thankfully she does not. It's true that the relic at Haven is very much at risk, and for now, that should remain our primary focus. Let's just say I made finding the relic at Beacon a bit more challenging than at the other schools.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
that's good to hear.
It is. But let's not forget the challenges that still lie before us. Now, is there anything else we can help you with?
Well, I did have one more question.
No, my cane is not a relic.
I have no more questions.
Very good question.
Yes, while this cane is indeed very precious to me, it is also just that. Precious to me.
I mean, come on, we
While I
thought
admit
it too.
It still has a few more tricks up its sleeve. I can firmly say that being a relic isn't one of them. Now, why don't you run and get the other students?
Damn, there goes our theory.
I like that they included it. Seems like during the creation they were discussing about this as well.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be there.
Who was it?
Emily.
It was Leo.
Oh no.
Says he had a breakthrough with the council. Thinks he might be able to get together a small raiding party for the bandits. He wants us to meet up at the school tomorrow night to walk us through it.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's great! I'll go get the others.
That sounds drastically different from your original conversation, does it not?
It does.
Interesting.
Things aren't looking good, Oz.
I know.
Just some minutes ago, he said things are looking good, didn't he?
I still have questions for you.
You're not alone in that.
Roshigo.
You know, I never expected you would be the one to have the guts to betray Oz. Which makes me wonder, what does she have on you?
I'm helping her for the same reason you are. I'm afraid. We can't stop her. No one can.
That's why I tried to leave when I did. I'm not afraid. I'm smart.
You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. We're here, helping her. I've crossed a line. I've done things that Ozpin will never forgive, and he shouldn't. I don't know where I go from here.
Man up. You did what you had to do to survive. There is no shame in that.
Who are you trying to convince?
Nice one. Yourself? There we are.
Cover.
Yeah. While her guards are.
Right.
Do you have a better idea?
No, not the one guard.
Quiet now.
He looked surprised at least.
Did you come in here to hide?
I told you, I didn't want this.
But you're still here.
I don't have a choice.
Of course you do! Just stay out of my way.
Nice one. They have kind of similar weapons.
He's for the weapon.
Why do you feel like we have to hurt people to get our way? Because it works. That doesn't make it right. Stop lecturing me!
Depends if she has the vision.
They are both faunus.
Yeah, but not all of them have it, right?
Yeah, I mean she's a kid, so, but it doesn't seem as though she has it.
Yeah.
No.
Why couldn't you just leave? Because I run away too much. Sorry, Dad.
Oh.
That's clever.
Yeah,
but there goes the house, right?
Quit taking pot shots and fight me like you mean it! You used to see things the way I did, the way Adam did. If no one's going to do anything to stop the humans that attack us, then the only choice we have left is to attack back!
Yeah, she just throws it.
You're wrong. There's always another choice. Ilia, please. You're a good person, but you're making all the wrong decisions. Shut up! Is this really what your parents would have wanted? I don't know what else to do! I don't know what else to do.
Dad is rocking. Oh crap. What the heck?
Well, you know.
It gotta hurt.
A hurt predator is more dangerous.
Yeah. And she's just standing there.
What are you
He
doing?
needs to decide.
Fight!
Ooh.
Go help Blake. On it.
Where did she get her weapon from?
It was just put aside. There we go.
Yeah.
Disposed.
Ooh.
Please.
Ooh.
The right side.
Go!
I like it. Oh yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, help!
Yeah, you shot your own brother. Oh, crap. Not the nicest way to die.
You ruined everything. Everything!
It went better than expected, to be honest.
Yeah. A lot.
Yep.
Back! Everyone stay back! We've got people inside doing their best.
Look!
No one is taking care of the fire.
Get in there! Search for any stragglers! We came as soon as we got the call.
Arts.
And Finnick? Was it worth it?
That's a mean question. One, like minutes after you lost your brother.
Everyone is looking away, like, man.
Yeah.
Blake!
He's doing his.
I guess so.
Humans didn't do this. We did this. Faunus. We did this to ourselves. We're just as capable of hate and violence as the humans, but I don't think any of us would jump at the chance to point that out. So why are we letting Adam do it for us? By doing nothing and staying silent, we let others speak and act in our place. And if we're not proud of the choices they make, then we have no one to blame but ourselves. This is the message Adam Taurus will bring to the world if no one stops him. But we can stop him. You have to understand that all of you are looking for simple answers to a very complicated problem. And I can't give that to you. I don't know how to make hate go away. I don't. But I know that this kind of violence is not the solution. I understand that to ask you to leave your homes and protect Haven Academy is asking you to put your lives at risk. But that's what's at stake. So I'm going. And I'll stand by myself if I have to. I'll stand with you. If you'd have me.
Isn't that the white finger?
The one.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Let her come.
Huh? You're just going to forgive her? After everything she did?
I am.
What does she think she's doing?
I think.
She's learned a lesson that evaded me until I was much older. That there is strength in forgiveness.
I'll go.
too.
Out of the water.
Looks like we've got work to do.
Thank you.
Especially because they're all not trained in fighting.
You stabbed me.
Ow!
There. Let's just call it even.
We have about 2 weeks before Adam's attack on Haven. We're going to need shields, training, whatever we can do to protect as many people as possible.
We'll need transportation too. For everyone.
I think I know a ship captain who owes us a favor.
Perfect. It's a very big cannon.
Yeah, but the thing is, they need more than one ship, I guess.
Depends on how many people they are getting. So.
The thing is also, he continues going on, and though he's still stabbed, you know, I understood it in the rush of everything, but now everything is over and he's still.
Well, it was not a... The position was just in the shoulder, so... And I mean, we are also tough that if someone stabs us with a dagger, we're just like, what did you do?
And catch a falling ceiling.
Well, okay, that was really a little bit much. True. It was only a part of the ceiling.
It was not even the ceiling, it was like the
balustrade?
The balustrade, yeah.
It reminded me, the picture of him holding it reminded me of Atlas. You know?
Yeah.
The one, Atlas carrying the world on his shoulders. Because he has this kind of statue and the way he was hunched down. So, I don't know if they wanted to have this picture, but that came to my mind instantly.
He carries a lot of responsibility, but not in that very moment where basically Blake takes over.
I mean, he's still the chieftain of Menagerie.
Sure.
And that's why the guards captain allowed Ilia to go free. Because if he agrees, he is possibly the highest juridical institution, so he can say, yeah. And I mean, she attacked the house and them, and if they are like, oh, we forgive her, we don't charge her for this crime, then possibly he cannot do much. I don't know what kind of laws and rules they have there. So.
Well, obviously very free ones. I mean, if you don't have someone who is like putting charges against you, there is no trial needed.
Depends. I mean, if in states, in states, if you, I don't know, if someone assaults you and other peoples are watching, so there is proof, and you don't charge, isn't it that the state still can do something?
The state has to.
Yeah, because he's dangerous.
Put charges against people, even if you as a private person.
So that's what I meant. So, but there was a nice and
Ilia finally switched sides.
Yeah, but very, very late. I mean, she struggled. I have to give that to her. So in the middle, when the fight turned, she didn't jump to the sides of the White Fang. So have to give that to her.
She stayed near to
But she, in my opinion, she just turned in the last moment when it was clear that it is over, you know? Everyone else was already down. The only one was, I'm not sure.
She was standing there and watching more or less, yeah.
Yeah, but I can see why. So she had to turn completely, and instead she chose not to fight on, which is okay. And then in the last one, she stunned her former ally.
It's still that, she's so full of anger and like I think because she was left alone by her parents and her feelings were not
answered.
That she had a lot of like the emotional decision there was also I think pushed because Blake was the one and not someone else. I don't think that it would have worked if it would have been someone else.
Definitely. And Blake I think a lot what happened there made points as well. The fact that Blake's father jumped in and in the end rescued her. She would have been dead. She would have been crushed, as I think Fennec is the one that's dead right now. I'm not sure. One of the two, yeah. So if Blake's father wouldn't have jumped in, she would have been dead instead. So that is one valid point. So and he's rescuing her. He's aware that she attacked his family and still does it. He does the right thing. So it's not about them talking, they show it to her. They do it. And the next thing is Sun jumping in and helping as well, and Blake pulling out her father. And then the last thing that made it is Fennec or Alba, don't know, although the fight is more neither over, then jumps in just to kill. It's not about anything, it was just about killing the chieftain of Menagerie.
Well, it is also because of the rage of losing.
Yeah,
the brother, he was, I mean, I'm not sure if they were twins, but they were together all the time. It's like, okay, losing someone who you're basically together with 24/7, your other half.
They called each other brother. So at least in this episode, he
I mean,
cried brother.
but even if you have a sister or brother, you're not around them all the time. I think it's a lot, I would say, worse if you are around them. Like, you basically are the other half of the other. So this is even worse if you lose it.
It's a sad thing. So he died, and basically he died because he wanted to kill someone. If he wouldn't have tried that,
they tried to kill before.
Yes, but the rage made it.
The rage made it more uncontrolled, to be honest. It wasn't, because he was against 4 in this situation, and it would have made no sense to attack. So this was a rage decision. Before that, this was very, like, I would not say logical, but it was more a very logical fight in the sense of, okay, we attack as 2 and we try to get the flanking and everything. So this was the difference. Yeah.
So all in all, that went pretty good for the Belladonna side. In my opinion, honestly said, a little bit too good. Because if I see the last episodes, when they were planning and the fight started, it looked a lot more like at least one person would die or anything would really go down. But Blake's mother was able to hold her own completely. So she had no help at all except for 1 or 2 guardsmen. But so... and the fight against Blake's father, possibly Sun helped there, but it looked as though he was able to handle those 2 guys at once not without bigger problems, but he was able to hold his ground. So I asked myself if they did not properly prepare, in the meaning of checking out what they are able to and send in more men. Sure, if Ilia would have been in the fight as well, that possibly would have made a difference. One more person who's very capable. But it could also be a reason of, okay, they were aware of what they can do, but if they have overestimated their own power, for example. Possible. And I mean, they were confident, otherwise they wouldn't have gone in. Yeah. And although the first,
I mean, it's lucky that it went so well. It was not expected that it goes that well. Basically, the biggest loss is that the house is burning. Yeah. For them, and maybe yes. some hurt guards, and the only we don't know that. And the only casualty is on the enemy side.
I think we lost some guards in the last episode, 1 or 2. I'm pretty sure 1 or 2 of the guards are dead. And thinking of the last episode, possibly that is when it turned, because in this moment the 2 and additional White Fang members were attacking the father, and he was losing his aura in this moment. And they were about to kill him, and in this moment, Sun and Blake jumped in and stopped it. So possibly this is a turning point, because if they would have downed Jira, then they could have gone on for the mother. So possibly that's the main thing where it turned already, I guess.
In general, let's just say, okay, it went very well for them, and yes. Yeah, I agree that it basically is nearly too good.
Yeah. Some quite clever fighting ideas there. So putting down the light to use the benefit of night vision from Ilia's side.
And I'm still convinced that Blake should have night vision too, because back in the when she was on this what's it called?
Against Torchwick, right? When she turned off the lights.
When she was intended to turn off the lights, so they have their advantage.
Yes, maybe.
So I mean, why would I turn off the light if it's for them, or if she couldn't see there, it would be their disadvantage. So I'm pretty sure she has this night vision too. So I'm not sure if this is like a inconsistency maybe, or if it's just because it wouldn't have made a difference in the fighting if it's light or if it's dark.
Yeah. But then it was, however, it seems she doesn't have it here.
I mean, maybe it's for Ilia to be able to blend in there, but
Shadow, yeah, sure. As a chameleon,
this would be my only, like, okay, maybe that's the reason why, but as a good chameleon, she would be able to be blending in any way, so... Yeah.
Then putting the fire to lighten the area, okay, that's clever, although on long term, well, sorry, Dad. And icing the weapon was pretty clever, so I saw that coming when she loaded the ice crystals, so that was a clever idea. And it helped. I mean, that changed the fight, in my opinion. For a split second, when she was sitting on top of Ilia, I thought something like that she would give her a kiss, like, I don't feel it, but here you have it now. Can we please be friends? I know, it didn't happen. But I was like,
it didn't happen, but I wasn't even expecting it. But I guess that all the fans and the guys who, and girls who shipped this are like, yay!
Possibly, yeah. There was possibly some ships sailing in this moment. So for the well, in the end, they made their point by doing it. They all of them survived, so they could show strength to the people of Menagerie. They carried out the bodies, mostly living, of White Fang members as a proof they attacked us. So that is exactly the point they made in the past, and they could prove it now, and that's why the speech of Blake had an impact, and the switch of Ilia just pushed it a little bit more because she was the one in public.
I'm still like, okay, this it feels a little bit set up.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
In the sense of railroading, I think it's called, that you are, okay, we want this in this world, and because it was also let's call it convenient, without any sacrifices, and you know, the people are still understanding, and yeah, we are all civilians, but we are still in. And to be honest, if there would be people killed, like
a casualty,
also, if there would be casualties which are really meaningful, I think this would be much more powerful.
And in this case, it wouldn't have been like, see, there's proof. Let's say Blake's mother or father would have died. Don't have to be both, but one of them. That could have been the moment when the people of Menagerie would state something like, what the heck, they killed the chieftain. Or they killed her, we all love her, stuff like that. So that the people by themselves do it. Because here, once again, they start to move because she asks to.
I actually would have preferred if the fight would have been like not in the house completely, but actually was spread out in the town, where really the civilians get aware, okay, there is a fight going on, and they are being forced to intervene in order to, for example, either save the chieftain or to save them. Like, they are being actively, not like, okay, we're standing aside, someone is having a meaningful speech, more or less, and then we decide, yeah, let's go with the winners. You know, exactly. and it would have, for me, it would have been much more powerful if you had this fight in a public place, and people would have been forced to intervene and make their decision actively. Yeah. This would have been more stronger and more.
Another thing that is here, so this complete branch is wiped out. The White Fang in Menagerie is done, more or neither.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the one we've seen.
No, you have basically the leading.
Yes. You could change all of this with a simple comment of one of the people there. Once Blake makes her statement, makes her point, one of the people of Menagerie says, seriously, Blake? It is a chieftain. He has guards. You are trained and they attacked you. What do you think they will do once I join?
Yeah.
I have family. That's the one point. It was about fear as well. Yeah. So... and that is the thing they don't point out, which is okay. As you said, it's railroading. They want to get them there. So I can see that it's okay for me. But yes, I see the weaknesses. But it would have needed more time possibly then, once again.
Maybe, but on the other hand, they prepared it so much, you know, like, I think that the preparation would have maybe, like, could have used a little bit less, and this section maybe a little bit more. Also, the whole fighting, I mean, imagine that this whole fighting sequences are only a short time in the house and are spread it out faster. There could have been more dialogue and public dialogue, which maybe also which the public would hear.
Yes.
And like, okay, when the discussion between Blake and between Ilia on a public place, like what is the pro and con against and for it, and like, for example, that the strong point Ilia has, I don't know what else to do, and that Blake doesn't have an answer. This would be so good if this would be basically a public place and people around would hear it, and then they would need to make the decision based on this.
I mean, even in the end, Blake still stated he doesn't have the answer.
Yeah.
That's a valid point. Although she pointed out the most valid thing. I don't have the answer, but I know this, what you do, isn't the answer.
Yeah, and this is basically what I would have liked to see. There is other ways which I would have preferred, which would be more powerful, because I think the message is pretty good. It's a very current thing, also appearing nowadays, and in the world. And for the importance of this message, it's too weak.
Yeah.
Like this is a little bit which gives a little bit of a downside for me, because hey, yeah, you have a super, this is good, this is absolutely good what you're doing and what you want to transport to the viewers, but why then you are not like putting more effort into how it's being transported to them, so that it really touches the people? Because to be honest, it really didn't, like, I understand the message, but it's not like, there is a difference between understanding it and feeling it. My opinion.
I see. So for the first quarter of the episode,
I think it was even less, right?
Yeah, possibly even less. So we had, and that was funny. So we had Oz being Oz, no question there. That's the moment.
Very, very nice done. But I said it in the past before. I really appreciate that voice acting work there.
It's incredible, and the wording, the stuff, how he says it, not only what he says, but how he says it. There was a complete Oz moment, because you could see in this moment there was 100% Oz, nothing of Oscar in this moment there. The whole speech pattern and the wordings were him. Yeah. So it was nice, and him sitting there like fitting. And then the scene with Ruby. Okay, that was pretty nicely done. I mean,
the cane.
Yes, and I got one more question. Okay, no, my cane is not the relic, and I can only see like everyone in the fandom. Crap, there goes my theory. I guess like everyone had this theory. Because I played it so much, you could see it all the time. It was like, that got to be the relic.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. And I'm not sure in what pace they were creating these episodes. Like, they were already seeing the comments and like the discussions about it, and they're like, we are gonna use this.
Yes. That was a really nice scene. I liked that a lot, because I think it made everyone grin in this moment. And it's this mix-up of, crap, no, and And the question for sure, okay, what is it?
Well, and how did he make it more difficult to get? That's the question too.
I can only guess he built it into the academy itself somehow, so that it is not hidden beneath, or there's an entrance. I guess it is something. It is maybe part of the academy itself.
Either that.
Hidden in plain view,
The thing is also, for me, was the question. Okay, Salem was saying to Sinner, look further, because only the Fall Maiden can access this chamber.
Yes.
So, but Cinder is on the road. So either did they have not found the chamber yet, or did they have opened the chamber, but it was not there. So
I think they can't open it. I think they are searching for the chamber right now, the vault where the relic is in.
But Salem said, continue looking for the artifact. It has to be still there. So it sounded like, okay, they found the chamber, but it was not there. It was not in the chamber. So it would be good to know what the relic actually is, what is the size. Yeah. If it's a small, tiny stone, it could be anywhere.
I mean, what we have always seen in the past is the thing about the tower where Oz was sitting in, is this huge clock. This is working gears all the time.
And the time and stuff, yeah.
And
I can see that.
This was destroyed by Kevin, by the dragon, as we know. He flew through it. I don't know which option Oz had.
My idea would be, okay, what is crucial for them in order to succeed and make this basically the hold. So that, for example, okay, you can get the relic, but you will have to destroy something very important for you. In order to get this, you need to weaken yourself a lot. But the question is, what could that be?
So you think Oz made trap kind of that he...
Not a trap, but the thing is, okay, you can get this, but the cost will be very high.
I don't know. Because what should that be? It has to be in Beacon. It has to be in Beacon, and I don't see anything in Beacon where they are like, we don't want to destroy it.
Is the arena still there?
Who? What?
The arena, the flying arena.
Yeah, I guess it is still hanging around, or maybe, but it cannot also be the relic. Inside.
No. But the thing is, why not? It could be moving around.
It would be very interesting if they would have put all 4 relics and those 4 parts that the arena is in the end all 4 relics on top of each other. But I don't think so.
Could be also that it's very good hidden in the sense of that you see it in plain sight but not recognizing it. Yeah.
That was thought. I thought about this clock. I guess that is too much, and I don't think it will be. But I thought about like a hiding in time, something like that. But I don't see this. Because there would be very much high magic in the end. It would go too far from the actual state of the series. But it would be the reason for the clock as example.
I mean, Glinda is still there, right?
Yeah, she's running around there.
So I guess, I mean, it would, and we hadn't heard anything from her because Crow followed.
But she's in the city.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think she knows where the relic is. I could imagine that. Might be. Because she's the only one who stayed there and was part of that the whole time, but on purpose. She was basically completely gone. She's vanished since then. Since the whole incident in Beacon, she's basically like, okay, we never saw her again in any further episodes.
Yeah. Well, I think the main problem that we have is, what we know from the relic is this view of the 2 gods, and the relics being like 4 very small crystals or shining lights in size of like that, you know? So if it is like that, it could be anywhere. You could put it into a wall, into a chandelier, everything.
My idea was like, okay, maybe like Glinda has like a necklace or something, and she is the one who is defending basically it. So it's just difficult, and it's difficult to obtain. I made it difficult to obtain, and Glinda is a force to reckon.
No question, yeah. But I haven't seen anything like that.
And it would be mobile, depending of Glinda. I guess Glinda is also hiding and everything. So it's mobile. It's defended by a very strong hunter, which is probably even currently better as long as she stays in hiding, because the chamber, and since they have the Fall Maiden now, is not the securest place anymore. So a mobile station, I would say, which is able to defend itself very good, is, I guess, the best choice.
We would once again be at the concept of misinformation, because we got the information, I'm pretty sure Salem has them as well, that they, after this war, created the vaults for the relics. So if that wouldn't be, or he would have done it for 3 and not for the last one, his one, it would be about misinterpretation again, because as many wars nowadays as well, information is key.
But the thing is, what I also think is because they had the Fall Maiden before. I think that they removed the relic because Oz always said, we always all said it before. Oz knows more than he says.
Yes.
And I guess that he already prepared for this case. I mean, they knew that they wanted to have the Fall Maiden. She was attacked before, and we don't know. I know what is basically needed. Is it just their attendants to open the vault, you know? Because
you mean they had her body and the part of her power that was still in it?
Yeah.
And they had her completely before that.
Right.
So even then, they could have used her, asked her to open it up. Sure, it is possible that someone is carrying around. We don't know.
Nope. But it's interesting to speculate.
Yeah. I mean,
we've probably speculated about that now.
What if Oz turned this relic into
a person?
Might be one option, yes, for sure. What was it? Creation? Which one? What did you have knowledge? We had that once. They named at least the 2, but I completely forgot.
This was really mentioned.
If it was creation, he could possibly created everything.
Atlas was creation, wasn't it?
Whatever. It is definitely not destruction, because we know destruction wasn't mentioned at all yet.
Wait, it was creation, it was knowledge, it was destruction. What's the 4th one?
We will know.
No.
See, it's too long ago.
Because I think destruction was what's it
called? We guessed it was. I always want to say Mercutio, but that's someone else. But Vacchio.
Vacchio, right? I would agree to that.
Well, we don't know.
Chaos?
But no.
construction.
However, if it was creation, he could create a person. No question there. Because that's what the gods did in the end. They created living beings. So, yes, could be. It could be something else as well. What if it is the helmet that Raven is wearing? It would be funny as heck if she would be carrying that around all the time. And no one would be aware of it.
That's true.
And thus she is, although not fighting on Oz's side, one thing she made clear, and I think Oz is aware of that, she will stay away as far as possible from Salem as well. So that's like, here, carry that as far from her as possible. And I'm not telling you to, because I just make you leave. That could, but if that would be, it would be really funny. And afterwards, she would hate him even more because he played her then. Because he would have completely played her.
Or they actually agreed. I don't know.
Nah,
I don't think so, but it would be a plot twist too.
Yeah, it would be an interesting plot twist. Well, however,
and Raven talking to Lionheart, also a thing, which I found was very interesting, especially because they knew each other. You could see that, like, because she had said, "Oh, from all those who portray Oz, I wouldn't have expected you to."
I mean, she worked for Oz in the past.
Yeah,
possibly that's why.
And for me, it was like, okay, their argument is not identical. Like, okay, I saw, like, okay, who do you want to convince?
Yes, she wants to convince herself a little bit there.
I don't think so. I think the thing is, he is, because we already talked about it, like, okay, the cowardly line. Yeah. The line. That he is more, I'm not sure that is completely for himself. I think he's thinking about his students and his academy maybe too. But she is really more, I think she would sacrifice herself for her people.
I guess so too. Yes.
And I don't think that Lionheart is the type of, he has a good heart, but the cowardly lion is for a purpose. The fear takes over control.
Yes.
And I think for Raven, it is more a conscious decision, not made out of fear, but out of logic. So that's the difference for me there. So I'm not sure if you could, like, okay, I don't think that would affect her as much as others. If you the sentence of, who do you want to convince? Because I think fear is maybe a part of it, of course, but not like for him. It's not the same level.
Yeah. Good thing is that Oz and Crow are aware of the trap.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that they started with good times. And they ended with not so good times within minutes, you know?
This one scene was confusing me. Here, when Oz was saying, this is quite different from what your talk was earlier. So what talk was he referring to? Was he talking from Crow's talk with Lionheart?
What you told me, he was behaving like, yes, he had a talk with Lionheart about...
but was this a reference to, because I was asking myself if Raven, because, we saw Raven talking to Lionheart, but maybe Raven talked with Crow before and told him something different?
No, I'm pretty sure he referred to the talk between Crow and Lionheart, because Crow asked for men to go to the bandits camp.
And didn't get it. And now
didn't get it at all. And now... Lionheart goes like, I found some, here you go, no problem. Yeah, that was too fast, too easy.
Yeah,
so,
and it was addressed a situation that all of the huntsmen are gone.
Yes.
Which was like, he's right, all of the huntsmen gone all of a sudden. So what happened there?
Yeah.
I think there is something going on there too, like either they are corrupted or they are being like captured or...
Well, we know that Lionheart sent his huntsmen far away from the city so that there's no more defense. That's what he said. We know, second, that a lot of huntsmen have vanished in the last months or weeks at least, because Crow searched for his old comrades and they're all dead or gone.
Yeah.
We discussed about if someone is just killing off his friends, but it seems more likely someone is simply getting rid of everyone who's able to defend the kingdom.
Or they're being captured.
Or they're being captured. But so many, I mean...
Yeah, the thing is, this is not the last season. So there is something in the background going on, like, okay, it could be both. It could be they are dead, it could be also that they're being captured and maybe manipulated. I mean, they say Salem has also not just Grimm who follow her. She has humans who follow her. So they have some reasons. Like, okay, it could be curiosity, madness, revenge, whatever. Yeah. But she has humans following her. So they all have their own reasons to do this. I mean, she's against humans and they are like, yeah, fine, let's do this.
Yeah. What is strange to me is if you see the size of the territory that this state has, where Haven Academy is in, it is not really clear to me that all of the huntsmen are. That's too much. I mean, they're overplaying it again because those kingdoms were in war. They have to have like thousands of huntsmen. They cannot be all gone. So it's possibly like some are gone, and a lot of them are sent to the outer realms of the kingdom, so they are not back fast
I'm not even convinced that they need thousands, to be honest. I don't. We don't know how big those cities actually are, because it was being said, okay, the humanity was decreased a lot, and we don't know if the cities contain millions of people or only like 100,000. And well, for 100,000 people in a city and only 100 people in a village, you will not have that many huntsmen.
Possible. So, however,
a long talk.
Yeah.
Over an hour.
Yes, definitely. No. So next time, well, very likely we will see more what's happening in RWBY, because I think the Belladonna storyline is over. They could give an episode or a part of his episode how they are training, but in the end, seriously, that doesn't matter so much.
They already announced what they will do, who takes care of what, so I don't think that will be showed.
That they use the ship and everything, so possibly
maybe like some flashes here and there, but that's
them driving over the ocean, stuff like that. But possibly, except for stuff like that, we will not see them until maybe a finale or shortly before.
I think the storyline for Raven and Spring Maiden / the Trap, which is currently being addressed, will be more deepened on how this is going to be. And maybe also talk between Salem and Cinder, like where she needs to explain herself, and Salem making clear, you know, if you can, you have your own way, but if you're successful, I will get rid of you, or something like that.
What's possibly happening somewhere in one of the next 2 episodes or 3. So before the finale, we will have possibly one intermission with Adam and Hazel, I guess. So them setting up for the attack. Oh yes, he was meant to be there with Cinder, isn't he?
Not directly at this point. But okay, because Salem said, okay, do this and that, and after you have that, call Hazel. So I think Hazel is going to be, I mean, they are all basically on the area right now where everything will take place.
Yes, so now it's culminating.
Closing in.
So it is. So, this is it for this time. I hope you liked. I did for sure. And we will have a short break now before we go for the next episode. So this is it for this time. As always, if you want to see the next episode's reaction already because you cannot wait, feel free to visit my Patreon. Feel free to leave a comment, a like, subscribe. And as I may have mentioned in the past, I have a new Facebook page, so you can go over there as well. Just in case this channel... yes, sure. Just in case this channel is struggling again, which happened in the past before, as some of you know, then you can still find me there. So... this is it for this time.
Yep.
My name is Relax and Panic.
And I am Most Evil Lifeform.
Goodbye and out.